Hello students, let us start with theorem. Let Xt be a compact let Xt be a compact metric space. Then a closed subset of X is compact. Then closed subset of X is compact. Proof. Let, see here in this theorem we have given X to be a compact metric space, and we have to prove that any closed subset of a compact metric space is compact. Okay, let Y be a non-empty closed subset, be a non-empty closed subset of X. Okay, we have to show that Y dy is compact. We have to show that Y dy is compact. Okay, let set G alpha such that alpha belongs to lambda be an open cover for Y. In previous video, we have seen definition of a compact metric space. When we say that Xd is a compact, if every open cover of X has a finite subcover. Okay, means here we have to show that this open cover has a finite subcover, then Y is compact. Okay, we may write G alpha is equal to H alpha intersection Y, where H alpha is open in X for each alpha belongs to lambda. Actually, this lambda is capital lambda. This is intersection. This is by theorem. This theorem we have seen in first chapter, and that theorem was if Y dy is a subspace of metric space Xt and A is a subset of Y, A is a subset of Y, then A is open in Y if and only there exists open set G in X such that A is equal to G intersection Y. This is by this theorem. See here, G alpha be an open cover for Y. Therefore, we write G alpha is equal to H alpha intersection Y, where H alpha is open in X. Okay, keep this in mind. No need to write down in theorem this is. Here we can just say this is by theorem. Okay. See here, this set G alpha such that alpha belongs to lambda be an open cover for Y. Therefore, Y can be written as union alpha belongs to lambda G alpha. Okay, which is a subset of union alpha belongs to lambda H alpha. Why this is? Because G alpha is equal to H alpha intersection Y, means G alpha is contained in H alpha. That's why union G alpha is contained in union H alpha. Okay. Now see here, Y is a subset of X. That's why X can be written as Y union Y complement, which is a subset of see here, Y is equals to union G alpha, and union G alpha is a subset of union H alpha. Therefore, Y is a subset of union H alpha. Alpha belongs to lambda. H alpha union Y complement as it is. Okay, that implies X is nothing but union alpha belongs to lambda H alpha union Y complement. Okay, since our assumption is Y is closed, since Y is closed, therefore Y complement is open, and so H alpha such that alpha belongs to lambda union Y complement, this is a set Y complement, is an open cover for X. See here, this is the definition of cover. Okay, X is equals to, actually this set is a cover for X, but Y complement is open, each H alpha is also open, and we know that arbitrary union of a open set is open, therefore union H alpha is open and union Y complement is open. That's why this total set is open. Therefore this set is a open cover for X, because in this set in this cover each set is open, means each H alpha is open, Y complement is also open. That's why this is open cover for X. Okay, but in theorem we have given that X being compact, X is what? Compact. By definition of compact, therefore every open cover of X admits a finite subcover. Every open cover of X admits a finite cover or has a finite subcover. Okay. In particular, X is compact and this is a open cover for X. Therefore, set H alpha such that alpha belongs to lambda union set Y complement has a finite subcover. Okay. In case this finite subcover contains Y complement as one of the members, remove it since it covers no part of Y. Remove it since it covers no part of Y. This, in particular, this set has a finite subcover. Actually, this cover has a finite subcover. Okay. In case this finite subcover contains Y complement as one of the members, remove it because it contains no part of Y. let, so remove y complement, so remaining part is this. Let the remaining finite collection, let the remaining finite collection of sets B, set H alpha 1, H alpha 2 and so on H alpha n, such that what y is contained in union I runs from 1 to n H alpha I. Means what? This union I runs from 1 to n H alpha I is a finite subcover of y. Y is totally contained in this union. Okay? That implies y is equal to y intersection. Y is a subset of this. So y can be written as y intersection union H alpha I. I runs from 1 to n. Okay? This can be written as union I runs from 1 to n y intersection H alpha I. Okay? Y intersection H alpha I is what? In starting, we have written that G alpha is equals to Y intersection H alpha or H alpha intersection 1. Both are same. So, which is equals to union I runs from 1 to n as it is, and this is nothing but G alpha R. So, what we get? Y is equals to union I runs from 1 to n G alpha I. Means what? The set means what? Or that implies set G alpha I runs from 1 to n is a finite subcollection of sets in set G alpha such that alpha belongs to lambda which covers Y. Okay? This finite subcollection from this set covers Y. Therefore, Y is compact. Hence, proof of theorem is completed. Okay. Let us take next theorem. Let XD be metric space. Let XD be a metric space. And let A, B are subsets of X and both are compact. B is compact. Then A union B is compact. In theorem we have given XDB metric space and A and B are compact subset of A. Then we have to show that their union is also compact. Okay? Proof. Here we have to show that A union B is compact. So first we have to consider an open cover for the set A union B. And we have to show that open cover has a finite subcover, then A union B is compact. Let set G alpha such that alpha belongs to lambda be an open cover of A union B. Okay. Therefore, what? By definition, A union B is subset of union alpha belongs to lambda G alpha. Means this set be an open cover for A union B means what? A union B is totally containing union G alpha such that alpha belongs to lambda. This implies A union B is a subset of union G alpha. That implies A is a subset of union alpha belongs to lambda G alpha, and B is a subset of union alpha belongs to lambda G alpha. This implies the set G alpha such that alpha belongs to lambda is an open cover of A, as well as, because B is also contained in union G alpha, so this set is open cover for B also. So here we can write this set is an open cover of A as well as B, as well as of B. Okay. But in theorem we have given that A and B both are compact. A and B both are compact. By definition of compact, there exists a finite subcover. There exists a finite subcover of set G alpha such that alpha belongs to lambda for A and B. Okay? Because A and B are compact, by definition of compact, there exists a finite subcover of the set. But these subcovers are different for A and B. Say G alpha I such that 1 is less than or equal to I is less than or equal to n, and G alpha j such that 1 is less than or equal to j is less than or equal to k respectively. Means what? This set is finite subcover for A, and this set is finite subcover for B. Then what? Then set G alpha I such that 1 is less than or equal to I is less than or equal to n union G alpha j such that 1 is less than or equal to j is less than or equal to k is a finite. If we take union of this finite subcover, it will be a finite subcover for A union B. Hence, we say that A union B is compact. Hence, we say that A union B is compact. Okay? Very simple proof. Okay? We will stop here. Sorry. Before that, write down one note. Union of finite number of compact subsets of metric space XT is compact. Students, always remember that union of finite number of compact subsets of a metric space XD is compact. Okay, we will stop here. Thank you.